Do you know what kind of animals can kill a lion? Grizzly bear, or perhaps tiger. Actually, none of the above do, because no matter how fierce the tiger and the grizzly bear are, neither of them and the lions have a territorial intersection. In other words, they are simply the imaginary enemies of the lions, and it is impossible to kill lions in a sense. Though that hyenas are the only ones that can kill lions, there are actually many kinds of animals that can threaten his life in the area where the lion lives. For example, elephants, rhinos, or even giraffes, which look harmless to humans and animals, actually have records of killing lions. Today, I will introduce several animals that can really kill lions. So next, let us go straight to the lion hunting scene of these animals. Let us witness the so-called king of beasts was crushed. Let's take a look at the first contestant, the rhinoceros. Lions are the natural predators of rhinoceroses, and the war between them can be said to have never stopped. We can see that the size of the rhino is also very large. Their adult body length can basically grow to 7 and 13 feet, and their weight is 1,300 to 2,000 pounds. It is because of their large size that they also look bulky. But this is not the case. In fact, rhinos are very flexible and very fast. Their attack and defense are also quite top-notch. If they are threatened, they'll move their bodies into an attack stance, and often charge in an attempt to get rid of the perceived threat. However, as a herbivore, rhinos generally do not take the initiative to attack lions. On the contrary, lions, as predators, prefer to challenge rhinos, and often have some conflicts with rhinos. In actual battles, it can be said that there are very few cases where lions kill rhinos. On the contrary, rhinos kill lions with their super defense and attack power in most encounter. Okay, let's look at the second contestant, the hippopotamus. Nile hippopotamus, or river hippopotamus, is a large semi-aquatic mammal native to sub-Saharan Africa. Both in the water and on land, hippos and lions are very likely to encounter each other. As we can see, male hippo weigh 3,500 pounds to 1 ton, and females weigh 3,000 pounds. On average, a hippo's length is between 11 and 17 feet, and their height is up to 5 feet tall at the shoulder. First of all, the hippopotamus's defense is very strong. Hippos likely evolved their thick skin as a means of protection from predators in their natural environment. Just the surface of their skin is covered with a layer of knot tissue about 5 centimeters thick. In addition, with the round and slippery body of the hippopotamus, it is difficult for lions or other beasts to prey on the hippopotamus. Of course, in addition to defense, their combat effectiveness is also very impressive. Although hippos are herbivores, their bite force is terrorizing. We can see that the hippo's mouth has a pair of sharp teeth up to 50 centimeters long, and his mouth can be opened to an exaggerated 90 degrees. This allows them to easily develop a bite force of close to 900 kilograms. This one bite will definitely kill the lion on the spot. Okay, let's take a look at the third contestant, the African wild buffalo. On the African continent, the war between lions and wild buffaloes is arguably the most frequent. Because lions often choose meaty animals to fill their stomachs, wild buffaloes are a good choice. We can see that the African wild buffalo is very large. An adult African wild buffalo can weigh at least 660 pounds, and the largest can even reach about 1 ton. However, it is precisely because of their large size that the risk of lions preying on them is relatively high. I believe that many people have seen the scene of a lion being knocked into the air by a wild buffalo. These are all real recorded shots, and through these shots we can see how lethal the wild buffalo is. In addition, the African buffalo help protect each other in their herd. Although lions also often hunt in groups, the wild buffalo's group is much larger in comparison. Many buffalo herds practice mobbing tactics which take advantage of their sheer numbers to chase off or even kill lions that dare attack them. A lion can easily be overwhelmed by a herd of cattle if he is not careful. Lions who are unlucky will be trampled to a pulp. Okay, let's look at the fourth contestant, the giraffe. Giraffes should be very docile animals in the minds of many people. Although they are tall and big, they do look harmless to humans and animals. But did you know that some giraffes are actually very aggressive and can be deadly in certain circumstances? We can see that an adult giraffe can reach a height of 6 meters and a weight of 1.3 tons. It is precisely because of their huge size that they also endow their legs with great strength. The strength of an adult giraffe's kick can reach nearly 1 ton. Therefore, under normal circumstances, lions will never dare to provoke adult giraffes, because the giraffe is likely to kill the lion. A giraffe can break a lion's ribs with one kick by virtue of its huge leg strength. If it accidentally kicks a lion's head, the force of nearly 1 ton is likely to kill the lion on the spot. In reality, although there are many cases of lions killing giraffes, they are indeed killing sub-adult or old giraffes. If a lion faces a mature giraffe, the risk of hunting is even much higher than that of a wild buffalo. Okay, let's look at number 5 contestant, the Nile crocodile. The Nile crocodile is the most terrifying carnivore in the Nile River in Africa. Under normal circumstances, they will stay in the river and will not conflict with lions. However, they have a strong sense of territory, and lions often go to the river to drink water. So the struggle between them also happens from time to time. We can see that the Nile crocodile can reach a length of about 5 meters and a weight of more than 700 kilograms. And its bite force can reach an astonishing 2,300 kilograms. Although the lion's bite strength and fighting power are not bad, it is not enough in comparison. Moreover, the crocodile's huge size and strong skin have become the biggest obstacle preventing lions from hunting crocodiles. In actual combat, even if the lion successfully bites the crocodile, the size and strength of the lion are far from being able to subdue the Nile crocodile. On the other hand, the Nile crocodile can drag the lion into the water with a sneak attack, and once the lion falls into the water, its fate is almost doomed and drowned by the crocodile, because lions drink water every day. Looking at the entire animal world, lions are most afraid of Nile crocodiles. Okay, let's look at the 6th contestant, the spotted hyena. Spotted hyenas and lions are veritable old enemies. We can see the struggle between them in many documentaries. However, the relationship between them is not predator and prey, but more like competitors. We can see that the spotted hyena is actually not as big as a lion. Generally, their body length will not exceed 1.6 meters at most, and their weight will not exceed 90 kilograms at most. In terms of size alone, lions have a crushing advantage over spotted hyenas. However, the bite force of the spotted hyena is as high as 580 kilograms. They can easily crush the bones of their prey and suck the marrow inside, which is beyond the reach of lions. Then spotted hyenas are much stronger in groups than lions, so the two sides are tortured to death. Let's look at the 7th contestant, the African elephant. African elephants are the largest land animals in the world, so in a sense, he is the well-deserved overlord on the grassland. As a herbivore, African elephants generally do not actively provoke other animals. The conflict between African elephants and lions mainly comes from the competition for water, because elephants are animals that don't like to be disturbed. Once they encounter a lion competing with them for water, the elephant will drive the lion away. We can see that the most deadly weapon of elephants is their tusks. Even a rhinoceros with rough skin and thick flesh can't stand it. Not to mention that their elephant trunks are also very powerful, and they can even easily roll up objects of about a ton. If the lion was rolled up by the trunk of the elephant and hit the ground, then we can imagine the fate of the lion. Although lions have records of hunting elephants in real life, they only hunt lonely young or old elephants. A real adult elephant has no rivals, and a herd of elephants in a group is something that lions would never dare to provoke. Because once the lion's hunt fails, the grudge elephant group will find an opportunity to revenge the entire lion group. Alright, let's look at the last contestant, the lion. That's right, in the true sense. It is another lion that can kill a lion, because the competition of the same species of lions is quite fierce. So the internal battle between them has always existed, even in some wildlife documentaries. We should often see an adult male lion kill the cubs, and then eat them, which can be said to be quite cruel. In fact, what these male lions kill are not their own offspring, but the children of other male lions, because lions live in groups, and there are probably 1 or 2 male lions in each lion group as the leader. And the leaders in the lion group are often not produced by the native lion group. It was obtained through brutal struggle. Therefore, the first thing the new Lion King does when he enters the lion group is to reproduce their own offspring. In order to multiply their own offspring, it is necessary to remove the offspring left over from the original lion group. So the lion has become the beast that kills the most lions. Alright, that's it for this video. If you have any different views, you can discuss it together below the video. Please also remember to like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell on our channel. Thanks.